Hi, everybody. My name is Olivia Pollard, and I hail from New York City. And I currently live in Delaware, and I'm here to answer a few questions for my introduction. Um, okay, so the first question would be introduce myself by sharing a few basic facts. Um, One fact is my favorite movies are horror movies. My hobby is photography and crafting, and I am currently getting ready to graduate. I finished my dissertation, which was on data quality and management in the healthcare system, and my PhD is going to be in management and information systems. So I'm heavily into technology, and I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. Yeah, and my background in teaching is I started out teaching in corporate America, teaching basic office applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and I went on to do other things in information technology, and I started back teaching, actually teaching in higher education back in 2011, and that was with a part-time adjunct teaching position. I moved on to teaching full-time in 2012, and I've been with Ashford University ever since. Okay. Um, and I teach for other schools as well, such as Rasmussen, getting ready to teach for Franklin University, um, and hopefully Urbana. I've taught for SNHU, and I think there's one more I can't remember right now. Okay, so share your philosophy of teaching and advising. Everything I do since I've been brought up heavily in technology and corporate America is surrounded by making sure that the students know what is expected of them once they leave academia. The academic world is a little different from the corporate America that we know, and I just like the students to be prepared for that world. So when I teach or I advise from the perspective of what would an employer in the corporate world like to see. I was a director myself for systems and applications management for a huge public healthcare organization in New York City. And although it was healthcare, it was largely based on corporate America, and a lot of the corporate issues were dealt with. So I tried to focus the students' papers and mindset around understanding how to connect what they're learning in the classroom to get ready for corporate America. What do you advise, or why do you advise or teach? I advise and I teach so that I can give back to the students what was given to me. I believe firmly in paying it forward. Someone gave me an opportunity, someone gave me the knowledge that I needed and helped me succeed. I'd like to pay it forward and give the students what I feel they will need to succeed. And when they come back to me, or they email me or connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, and they tell me how they're doing so great and all of the things that they've accomplished with my support and my experience and my expertise being shared with them. I'm elated. So that's why I teach and why I advise. How long have you been advising, teaching, and what are your goals as an educator? Advising, I advise every day on all of my courses. So they go hand in hand with teaching. So I've been doing that for 8 years now. 8 years. And what are my goals as an educator? My goals as an educator is to make sure that I send out students that are ready for the world. They are caught up on current events, on specific topics, They are ready to hit the ground running with the information they need. They are ready to matriculate into corporate America. They are ready to understand what their employer needs, and they're ready to deliver. They are not afraid to deliver. They're ready to manage themselves and their projects, and they are ready to just all around be a stellar employee. And that's why I'm an educator. Okay, how do you advise and teach? Describe your pedagogical position and practice. Like I said, I do it from the perspective of corporate America. So any advice or any teaching that I give to any student, I'm always putting that out there to them. For example, saying, well, if you were on a job, how would you like your employer to respond to that? How do you think your employer would respond to that? If you were a manager, how would you respond to that? And I give them the opportunity to think, to critically think about their response. And usually they come back with really good examples and really good responses, because they're able to make the connection that they need, so that once they leave school and they graduate, they're able to go on to their job if they're not already working in a position, and they can make those connections right away within the corporate world. Also, the question, why do you teach that way, is there. And it's the same thing. I was brought up in corporate, and I've seen a lot of people go from going to school straight into corporate. Healthcare settings, it doesn't really matter what type of setting you're in, healthcare or finance or any industry, technology, it all deals with corporate America. So I was brought up that way. I learned that way, and it has served me well. And I think that a lot of people going into school and coming out of school, as well as while they're in school, they get jobs that are in corporate America. And sometimes they have a lot of questions, or they just don't know how to respond to things the way they should within corporate America. So I try to make sure that they have those connections that they need before they leave the school. Okay, so I think that may be it. I thought it was more than that. So that's it for me. It's great to meet you all. I look forward to a great course, and yay! Alrighty.